Welcome everyone to another episode of Beating the Brat, this time Razor Hugh. We'll just chill out while we fast forward a bit up ahead here.
Me. Hey, wait. Awesome. Let's start this thing.
May the best brawler win!
Alright, that's our tactic. We block, follow up with 3 fast, quick consecutive punches. If they don't connect, pull back. We've only got so much time we can be close to Razor before he starts to follow up combos. And that's what you do not want happen, is the combos. At 7:18 in the vid, this actually happens, and you can see how I had to deal with it. Now in the middle of the screen you can see a blue bar on red then, back to blue. That is each successful punch land or raise makes the center bar increases in return, giving a nice extra boost in damage. It also starts to shrink quite rapidly after a few seconds of no damage occurring on Razor. After each attack on Razor and you finish, it's important to create that distance. You've got to get that distance away from him. And there's a few things I've been playing with him. I feel overall this fits the better vid where you're just keeping it simple. The better you keep it simple, it's less complicated. The easier it is to practice and follow through. And you've got to practice a little bit with this. You possibly might even die. That's the only way to learn. I'm not worried about landing punches in the torso. That is a weak spot of him. It's more important, after you block, just follow up 3 fast punches. Once that blue bar has fully charged, I then unlaunched on him with heavy punches, but again, it's so little you're doing to him each time. It is sort of beneficial, but it could have been more beneficial keeping that blue bar right up and just keep following up with light punches. And it could, because that blue bar full, giving you the boost of extra damage, be doing a more worthwhile damage on him anyway. I haven't figured out just quite yet what is the better with that blue bar in the middle. That's heavy punches there, so I had the blue bar right up. It's all light punches. We had to pull away then. Now, towards the end of the vid, around 9 minutes, just after 9 minutes, almost close to 10, I talk about the attribute points that you really have to have for this, as well as the gorilla arms. Some believe the gorilla arms don't do anything. I feel the ones that this is affecting are such low level players that it possibly is. Do not see any damage occurring. And that's why they feel gorilla arms aren't worth too long, but they are. Once you get leveled up enough, you can see the damages. It makes a vast difference. This vid would not be as long as it is. Beat Razor, I think it's around 9 minutes, and it would have been much, much longer, or virtually just about double without gorilla arms. That's done being activated. That's talked about in the attributes at around the 10-minute mark in this vid. It's all discussed there, as well as which attributes I do have and you must have. You also want stuff where you don't drain yourself with stamina. You gotta have stamina in this fight to really stay alive. punches, it's not too bad. You'll see very soon where I messed up in another 4 minutes time roughly. I couldn't create the distance on Razor. He was in the dead smack middle of the ring. I shouldn't have walked back because I knew he was going to do a combo on me no matter what. So if that happens, you see him in the middle of the ring, you're better off if you've done 3 punches, do the 4th, because he is going to do combos on you if you don't create that separation. Not much to really talk about here until around that 7-minute mark, and you'll actually see this is about the only mess that can go wrong is you have to create a separate. That's the stun effect. 2 heavy punches on it. Every time he reposition yourself as well to the furthest point. And if he starts coming towards you, it's easier just to stop moving. You can't afford your PC to lag. I've had that happen a few times where I actually died because I didn't see him until all of a sudden he glitched straight in front and you see him throwing a punch and you hadn't even blocked. That happened in 2 rounds out of probably 5 or 6. It was very frustrating trying to figure out the best tactic other to die. A bit of lag. Is that it? Yeah, this is it. I should have pushed him.
Good! Keep
Followed up
the pressure
combos.
till he breaks!
You've got to get your distance away from him or he'll just keep on following up the combos. When he was in the center of the ring, it was vital. If you see that happen, you must punch him with a heavy blow, at least once, to knock him further back, or you're going to get tumbled with a heap of combos that you must block successfully. And then create a distance by double dodging away. Double tapping. Okay. That's it from me for now. I got all the info at close to 10 minutes there, covering all the attribute points that you need. Watch Razor go there. He's about to go there. I still feel Buck was the worst sort of one because it was your learning curve in all the series. After you're done back, the others have not been as hard. Razors I will put up there, but I still feel if you keep it simple, you know the death zone from him, you should hopefully go. It comes down to having a bit of patience too. If you're a person who don't have patience, this technique may not be the best for you. You might be there landing with a few heavy punches and just wanting to keep following up with more punches. That's going to get you in trouble each time. I've got to say too, it's insane, these fights. This reminds me of the days of Street Fighter many years ago, back on the Ridge PlayStation.
Call it now! This fight's over! Victory and the prize belong to V, your champion!
Attributes time. Okay, let's cover the attribute points. Now, at the time of when the recording was done, I do have new attribute points that I never had when I fought Razor. This wasn't my initial build, having any points up here when I started playing, until I started getting into the fights, and I had to spend some. Had to spend some in technical ability as well to unlock doors. This is where I was leveling, was intelligence and cool, and my focus was to level cool quite high, but that hasn't come to pass. But I might do a reset at 100k, and we'll spend 100k in gold and reset everything eventually down the track, but I'll just see what happens. Alright, let's get into the body. This is the attribute that I never had beforehand. Health regenerates 25% faster as you move. This would be really nice in any of these fights that we're in. As well as dodging does not drain stamina. Having free dodge stamina is, yeah, that'll be legendary as well to a certain point. But depending what you're focusing on, you can just focus heavily on blocking all the time and it will do just as good of a job as a dodge. But each one varies a bit. Razor, the one we're on, I feel blocking's better than a dodge. But the others, sometimes you're better off to do the dodge when they're doing an uppercut, Superman punch basically, you know, on you. This is some of the other things I've got. Health regenerates up to 70% of max health outside of combat. You really need something like that. I can't see how you could do without it. We don't need to worry about carry. Health slow regenerates during combat. You've got to have that because this regenerates outside. This is inside combat, and that's what we desperately need. Increase max stamina. Increase max health by 20%. Nothing in here. Street brawler. This is where it's all at. Increase stamina regen while blocking with blunt weapons. You've got to have that. Defeat an enemy performing a strong attack with a blunt weapon restores 30% stamina. That's good to have. Reduce stamina cost of all attacks. It's good to have. All attacks, blunt weapons have a 30% chance to apply a stun. You'll see Razor getting stunned and knocked to the ground at times. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's great, but if you sit there and watch how many times I connect a punch to him, because he gets knocked back, and then you got to get over there, heavy punch him or quick punch him, take your pick. I've done both, I'm pretty sure, in the vid there, trying to figure out. A lot of the recording of that vid was on the fly at the same time, trying to figure out some of the stuff with him at the same time. It wasn't, you know, grand master of it. It's to show you can do a bit of a mix of things, trying to figure out what's the best. Successful attacks is worth having. Strong attacks of blunt weapons that you want when you stun Razor. This is what you want to follow up with a strong attack. That's definitely worthwhile. If you can't have it, I'd skip that. That's 3 points and go these others, you know, which would probably possibly add up being more important with the stamina. You can't afford to run out of stamina. Reduce the stamina cost of blocking attacks by 50% while using a blunt weapon. Well, that's massive. Increase damage combo attacks blunt weapon by 30%. That'd be nice to have that higher, but I don't. Increase armor 15% while blocking with a blunt weapon. You really don't probably need an armor boost there, because when you're blocking, you're not really taking anything. I wouldn't be too worried about that for Razor at the moment. Increase damage with blunt weapon by 1% for every 1% of missing health. So that would stack higher the more damage that's been done to you. The idea is not to get hit by Razor, because he can almost one-shot you. If he is one-shotting you, you need to boost up your health and that. There's other areas in here you can look at to boost stuff up. But I've just covered the street brawl and athletics, all in the body area, the strength, you know. We got technical, intelligent, cool. There's not too much I got in intelligence, it's just for hacking. And there's not much in cool. Deal 50% more. Oh, that could help a bit. Allows to perform. Yep, don't need that. Silence weapons. Movement speed after a successful takedown. We're not doing takedowns. Increase movement speed while sneaking. Yep, that's not needed. Nothing else there. So that covers all the attribute points, and that will do for this little bit. And I'm pretty sure we might wrap it up on right now. That should be the end of it. And if this has helped, please give a thumbs up. And if you need any help, post away. We're all welcome to help you in any way we can. And thanks for having you.
This is how it ends? Huh? Did I just let you out my grip?
You'd be wise to. Don't think you could take another beating.
This ain't over between us. We'll meet again. Tomorrow, next year. This definitely ain't the last.
Yeah, see you around then. I suggest you train in the meantime.
A loss! That's what I'm telling you!